Thank you everybody to have me here. It was a very exciting weekend. My name is Carlo Alberto Grandi. I'm a provider of psychological services. I work in Canada, and previously I used to work in Italy, but this my weird accent where I come from. What we worked over the weekend is like try to hack a very old technology and for treatment migraine headaches. That is basically thermal biofeedback. I'm pretty sure that there's not too much to insist on the fact that migraine is a big problem. It's very disabling and can take up to 379 days. These are like World Health Organization data of a live person, and it can cost quite a bit of money. So the problem that we try to hack over the weekend is that exists the technology that can help to treat migraine, but it's quite old and look like this. It's basically a thermometer tape on your finger. I think that we can do a little bit better than that. Another possible treatment is like medications, and medication actually externalize the control over the migraine to something else, right? And it's actually very therapeutic, and that is my job, like as a psychological provider, bring the control back to people, because you don't want to feel the migraine control your life. You want to be in control of the migraine. And biofeedback do that okay. So the biofeedback treatment use an application interface with wearable technology. That is the kind of implementation we look at. Thermal biofeedback is well studied. There is more than 30 years of research, outcome-based research in that field, and is so consolidated that even meta-analysis, quite several meta-analysis, are indicating that thermal biofeedback is helpful. Now, wearable technology that can bring to the table something completely different than simply the treatment can help to create a personal model about what are these individual experience of migraine. For example, collecting data about the location where the migraine happened, can be data about the luminosity in the environment, can be data about the time of the day, and so on. Wearable technology, I think there's going to be the future in application, especially for this kind of field, the biofeedback, and we would like just to start this adventure working on migraine. Okay, this is all. We actually have a mock-up that we'd like to show you. Okay. So how the biofeedback app should look like. So the application should look something like this, collect a baseline of data, and basically you start the treatment, and when you start the treatment, start experiencing changing on the temperature, and that is the biofeedback. I want to thank Josh to create this application and Lee to looking into the feasibility. These things can be feasible, can be done quite rather quickly, and if we have done this over a weekend, can you imagine what we can do in a month?
Excellent. Okay, so before we go to the questions, I want to say a quick thing about this team as well. So this is one of those teams that just organically came together, and their skill sets are like two. You have an electrical engineer, a clinical psychologist, and a hacker. And they just came together and were able to work on this project over the weekend. Another thing, Josh got onto this project by default. So he came up to me afterwards and said, I really like that project, the one with the big guy that was talking about that app that gives out information. I was like, what? What? He was talking about the comedian. He wanted to join the comedian's project. So that was quite funny. So I sent him his way instead, and they did a great job. So
thank you.
Questions?
So I want to make sure I understand.
Sure.
What you're really doing is collecting data. You're using traditional treatments.
Yep.
All this is doing is indicating some of the markers or some of the indications of what causes the migraine?
Yep. The migraine comes with a signature feature of physiological responses. One is like the drop in temperature. You can learn how to modulate your temperature to like relaxations, and that will result in a alleviation of the migraine symptoms, that in this case is the pain. Well studied stuff. Nothing new under the sun. Just look old and bulky, we can make it sleek and more modern. This is what it's all about. Solid evidence, outcomes-based evidence, consolidated.
Other questions? Because I think this kind of blew my mind, because I don't understand the answer. So are you telling me you're going to stop the migraine from happening, or are you going to tell me when I'm going to have a migraine? And what he's saying scientifically, they're going to stop the migraine from happening by doing certain things. So
it's a treatment, yeah.
And I found this evidence-based study treatment, so that's fantastic. Any more questions? Okay, thank you guys, thank you very much.